Well, welcome everyone to our monthly class. This is an exciting time for us. We're right before Valentine's Day, so picked a Meetn background that looks sort of Valentine's-y, and I'm excited to be with you to celebrate. So today I have with me Rick, and I'm going to tell you I've had the opportunity to work with Rick now for about 8 months or so, and getting to know him and his vision and where he's going with this, and he really cares about the direct selling profession and all of us in it, and is quite familiar with what we're needing. So they designed this particular software to go with what we need in direct selling to get the best results for the people. So you want to have a platform where you can sell and live stream and so on. This is it. And he's got a great presentation for us today. He is a technological genius, the founder, creator of Meetn, and the next biggest and best thing to happen in our profession. So, Rick, I'm sending it over to you, and I just want to tell you thanks for being here with all of us.
All right. Thank you so much, Nikki. Yeah. And my goal here today is education. We're going to help you. I'm just going to pass on some knowledge about how to do the most effective meeting you can do, because these days everyone is using video meetings for business. Before the pandemic, people were aware of video meetings and maybe they attended big webinars, but we weren't really using video meetings on a day-to-day basis. Now we are always in video meetings, and there are some best practices that kind of come out of the sales industry that can help us be more effective in our sales with direct selling or with any kind of selling you might be doing. And so I got some PowerPoint slides here. We'll just step through them. Anything else you want to say, Nikki, before we dive in?
No, I just want you to enjoy yourself and learn lots and then practice with it. Go to practice because we have a very special offer for all of our DSWA members. And anybody here like the word free? Well, we have that free that we're going to be sharing with you here at the end. So uh, let's hide me and put you out there, Mr. Rick.
All right. Now, before I go into the slides and whatnot, I want to share my screen and show you how I'm doing this behind the scenes, because that's kind of what we're talking about here is how to organize your sales meetings. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So you're seeing us reflected now from my point of view. And we're going to use this feature over here called widgets. Now, you guys, I don't think can see this right now. I'm not sure. Maybe you can.
Yeah, we
But
can.
well, you can because you're an owner. But if I go over to
Uh,
the menu and go to webinar settings, um, let's see where is that feature? Oh, you know what? I think we just took out that feature because we didn't want to ever confuse people. So yeah, so guests don't see the widgets. Only presenters, hosts, admins, owners see the widgets.
okay.
Okay, so anyway, so I click on widgets here. I have different folders, and we're gonna use the February 13th folder because, well, for most of the civilized world, it's February 13th, but in Australia, it's probably the 14th by now, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But here in America, it's the 13th still. So here's what I'll be presenting today. Okay, it's a slide deck with little visual aids along the way. So image 1 is my first slide, image 2 is my second slide, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to be playing a little video, and then slide, and then I'm going to hide everything and be back on stage, and then my 8th slide, and then we're going to be promoting a little social media thing here. That's a little button bar pop up, and then another slide, and then a sample related to that slide. Then two more slides, and then the sample again, and then another slide, and then another video and a slide, and then I'm going to pop up an order form. We can do that in Meetn. You can just pop up an order form. That's kind of fun. And then some more slides. We're going to hide pop-ups, and then I'll pass it over to Nikki. She'll introduce our pricing and the special deal we have for DSWA members. And then she comes back on stage because we hide the pop-ups, and then she talks about her membership offer, and then we hide the pop-ups, and then she talks about the live events coming soon and so on. So you see how in Meetn we use this widget thing to kind of program our whole meeting. Now, I want you to think about this I'll stop sharing my screen now. I want you to think about the power of this in the direct selling industry. Because if you're a leader, you probably we shouldn't allow people to unmute, so we'll change that setting. Okay,
Mm.
if you're a leader, you might know how to organize a presentation like this, but your downline might not. Okay, well, that's the whole point of you being the leader, right? So with Meetn, you can actually prepare, a meeting flow like this with your own slides, your own videos, your own whatever, your own testimonials, and so on. And then with Meetn, you can actually share that folder with your entire downline. So then they have the same presentation you have. And there's even a feature in Meetn called presenter notes, where you can pre-program little reminder notes that only the presenters see. So then your downline, they just have to go next, next, next. They just click on their mouse and they go through the whole presentation like we're about to ourselves. And so that's kind of what makes Meetn special. That's why it's tailored to the direct selling industry, is that this is all about duplicating yourself for the benefit of your entire downline, which also means for your benefit as well. Okay, so now I'll click on widgets and actually just start on slide 1. So this is called Video Meeting Mastery. I'm Rick Raditz, as Nikki mentioned, CEO of Meetn. And just a little bit about me. I was one of those computer whiz kids growing up. Worked at Microsoft for 12 years back in the 80s and 90s. So I'm kind of an old timer there. And then I became a serial entrepreneur. And then I did some nonprofit work for like 12 years or so. And now I'm back with Meetn. Okay. But the techniques I'm going to show you today, you can use these techniques with other services. You can use it with Zoom and other products too. Meetn's going to make it easier. Just one click and it's all organized and it's duplicated for your downline. But I just want to say, that whatever tool you want to use for your meetings, you can still take things away from this meeting and use it in the other tools. And I'll kind of mention that as we go through. So we're going to discuss 3 steps to kind of prepare for your meeting, and then 10 tools to use in your meeting. I've kind of mentioned some of these, but actually it's kind of funny. It turns out I'm actually going to be talking about 11 tools, and there are 2 tools numbered number 8. So we kind of messed that one up, but that's because we're human, right? Okay, perfection's not required. Nikki's heard me say this a few times, but this comes from my mentor, Joe Saba. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And so it doesn't matter what mistakes you make; you just keep on going. Okay, so the 3 steps. First of all, you got to know your goal. What are you trying to accomplish in the meeting? Is it a sales meeting? Is it a training meeting? Is it a motivational meeting? Is it kind of your weekly meeting or a check-in? There's all kinds of different possible goals. So know your goal. Okay. It's kind of obvious, but when I was at Microsoft, I thought I could justify my salary by just popping my head into random meetings and say, does everyone in the room agree why you're here? And then just leave. Because so often in meetings we don't actually do the homework ahead of time and think of what the goal is of the meeting. For example, sometimes like your ultimate goal might be to recruit people, but maybe for this meeting the goal is to build a relationship. Okay, and so that would change what kind of things you want in your meeting. So step 1, know your goal. Step 2, get the right service. Okay, now that's a little self-serving because I'm going to argue that Meetn is the right service, but depending on your goal, there might be a better service for you. So get the right service. And then the third thing is, and we kind of covered this already, is design your flow. In Meetn, you would do that in widgets. In other tools, you'd probably have your own notepad on your computer screen or physical notepad, where you'd have your meeting agenda so that you can just glance at it and never skip a beat. Okay, so those are the 3 steps. And then what we're going to talk about in the meeting here is these 10 different tools, 11 tools that we can use in Meetn to design your flow, especially for sales meetings. Okay, so tool number 1, kind of obvious, the slide. Okay, you're experiencing a slide right here. Okay, this is a slide. Now, the reason to use slides, well, there's 2 reasons I think in the direct selling industry to use slides. The first thing is that it makes you look professional. Assuming your slides are done well. I think this is a nice slide. It's a clean slide. Maybe there's a little bit too much white space, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then the second reason to use slides is duplication. Because if you create the slide deck, you're helping your downline do the same presentation. Okay. And if you get feedback from your downline, or you get new and better ideas, you can change the slide deck, reshare it, and then you're improving everyone on your entire team. Okay, so a slide is kind of the backbone of the duplication potential for video meetings. Tool number 2 is video and audio. If it's just you talking, okay, but sometimes you can play a little video and have a supporting point. Now with Meetn, I just click next, and then the video starts playing.
Hola y bienvenido a Meetn. Meetn is a video meeting service and live streaming service that believes in privacy.
Okay, so I'll hide that. Okay, so that was a sample video. That was a little sales pitch video that a friend of mine made for the Spanish community. Now, or Spanish speaking community. Tool number 4, the personal appeal. Okay, now when I click next, I'm going to go off of the slides and back to Nikki and me, because yeah, you want to use slides to be professional and have duplication, but then in the middle of your slides, you want to pull away from your slides and then make that big point personally and connect with the audience and show your personality. Nikki is really good at showing her personality. So anyway, so this is where in the flow we're using this hide pop-up widget to hide the slides that popped up, and then to be back on stage. But if I click next, I go on to my next slide. And tool number 5 is additional resources. Let's say in your meeting, your goal is to recruit, or your goal is to sell product, or your goal is to build a relationship. Fine. Okay. But there may be additional resources you want to share with your audience. Like maybe you want to share the slide deck. Maybe you have events that are going to be happening and you want to let people know about those events. Maybe you have some other handout. Okay. With Meetn, we have what's called the button bar. Okay. And so if you look above the video stage here, you'll see like 4 different buttons that Nikki and her team created. So if those are live buttons, you can click. Please, just as a test, just to practice this and see how this works. Go ahead and click on one of those buttons. It doesn't matter which one, and you can go to guess can unmute. Okay. Not sure how that happened there, but anyway, so we got the 4 buttons up above, and those are live buttons. That's unique to Meetn. If you wanted to do the equivalent in Zoom or some other service, you would paste links into chat. Okay. Now, that's easy, but it's not quite as polished as this, and chat tends to scroll away, especially in a big meeting. And sometimes some of these links can get a little bit ugly. It depends on the service. So that's why we have this button bar here in Meetn, so that that you can show the links when you want to show them, and then you can hide them as soon as you don't want people to focus on that anymore. You can go ahead and hide that button bar, and then go on from there. Okay, next slide. Tool number 6, the call to action. This is where the rubber starts to meet the road, as they say. and you're going to be promoting whatever your primary goal is in the meeting. Okay, so you've done some slides, you've played a video to support your point, you've given them the additional resources, and now it's time to make that close. And I'm going to propose that you close more than once in a sales meeting. Okay, people who are not trained in sales don't think of that. People who are trained in sales, they already know this. So you want to close more than once. The first close is kind of a trial close, and you'll get some sales from that. And so if I click next here, down below us now, you'll see a call to action pop up. It's kind of like the button bar. There's a button and there's a bar, but you also see the DSWA logo, and you see a little headline and subheadline mentioning the 30-day free trial if you join the DSWA. And so once again, please go ahead and click on that orange button just to experience it. And you'll see that the DSWA join form opens up in another window. Okay, so that's how we're promoting the DSWA membership here. Now the cool thing again with Meetn with these pop-ups is that then you can hide the pop-up. The pop-up goes away. Okay, so what happens if people didn't click in time? Well, we're going to do more than one close. The people watching may not know that. What I should have done is say, if you want that special offer, click on it now, because I can go ahead and hide this. What I should have said, I can go back a step here. What I should have said is click on that orange button now, because in about 10 seconds, it's going to go away. Okay. Now, what does that do? Anyone who's on the fence, they're going to, now, not everyone's going to click on it, but anyone who's on the fence, there's a credible fear of loss now. It's going to go away. I'm in control. It's going to go away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's gone. Now, in the context of a meeting where you're not telling people all of this, they would think, oh, I missed it. Now, what's that doing? The next time you show it, what are they going to do if they're on the fence? They're going to click it. Okay, so that's the power of using this fear of loss mechanism. And Meetn makes it easy with the ability to show and then also hide the pop-ups. So going on with our presentation here, tool number 7, the stack close. Okay, we're getting very sophisticated here now with salesmanship. The stack close. Now, there's a reason why I made the offer already. Okay, I made the offer already so I can kind of establish a certain value proposition. Okay, maybe you want to join the DSWA. Maybe you're not quite sure, but I've kind of established, I would have talked about it, like what the features and benefits are and so on, why join the DSWA. And now we're going to pile on the value. That's why it's called the stack close. We're stacking up the value. Okay, so I've already made the kind of the trial offer. I've given you a chance to maybe buy, but now I'm going to talk about how you get personal time with me, or in this case with Nikki. I'm going to talk about how you get access to these events. I'm going to talk about how you get access to special deals. I'm going to keep on piling on the value. You already were on the fence. Now I'm going to push you over the fence. That's the key. I'm going to hide the slide for a second. Do a personal appeal. Okay, we learned this already. I want you to think about sales as a 2-step process. You put people on the fence, and then you push them over the fence. Okay, those are 2 different steps. So you have to do the trial close first to get them on the fence. And then you have to do the stack close to push them over the fence. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll take Nikki's nod as a yes.
Yes.
Okay, so so back to the slides here. The stack close. Okay, so then you do a second call to action. Okay, you do the second call to action, and so I'm going to say click that orange button now, because in about 15 seconds it is going away and it's not coming back again. Okay, so now you see the fear of loss. So click on that orange button now, join the DSWA. It'll open up in another tab, and you can fill out the form right now or after the meeting. And so that's the second close. And then now you could choose to do live testimonials early in your presentation. You could choose to do them later in the presentation. I mean, that kind of depends on you. But so let's play a little testimonial for Meetn and me. Here we go. It's about like 20 seconds, I think.
Rick brought us this technology to replace Zoom, to replace GoToWebinar. And I want to explain to you why this one appealed to me. Because I know who Rick is, and I know he has COS in his heart, and that's really good, but the tech has to be good. And I would argue that Rick and his team are tech geniuses.
Okay, so there's a little testimonial. Let's see. So on to the slide here. Next slide. The order form. Okay. Now, I've already shown you how to do a call to action pop-up, which has a button that takes you to the order form. And you can do the equivalent by putting a link in chat. But here's what you can't do with any other service I'm aware of. You can actually pop up the order form. Okay, here's the DSWA membership join form. Okay, now I'm not going to give you time to fill it out right now, so don't even start. But I just want to show you that you could pop up the order form. Now, this is especially effective, I think, actually on one-on-one meetings or very small group meetings, because that way you can talk with the person as they're filling it out. Okay, and that would be appropriate in a onesie twosie kind of meeting. With, let's say you have 1,000 people on your webinar because you got your whole downline to promote your event. Okay, I don't know that you'd pop up the order form in that kind of meeting because you don't know when to take it down. Some people are going to be faster than others. So in a larger meeting, I would use the call to action pop-up with the button. People can fill it out on their own pace. With a onesie twosie meeting, which is actually the more common way you close with direct selling, you're closing your friend Betty. And so you pop up the order form and then you talk with Betty through the order form and answer any questions or objections she might have along the way, because it's at the point where he or she takes out his or her credit card. Okay, that's where all the sincere objections will come to the surface. So the ability to talk through the order form while you're in your meeting with your prospect, that's so powerful. Okay, next slide. We're almost done here. Tool number 8 or 10. I guess we already went through both number 8s. The exit page. Normally in a video meeting, when people leave the video meeting, what do they see? They see a web page that promotes that particular video meeting service. Now, Meetn does the same thing, but Meetn allows you to customize which exit page people see. So you can have your own exit page. In fact, when you leave this meeting, eventually, I believe the exit page that Nikki has chosen is her events page, because I'm guessing she figures, hey, if you're here for an event, you might be the kind of person who likes events. And so she is going to show you something relevant, and that's the events page. You could change it just for this one meeting and have it be the order form again, but you could do whatever you want. The point is you're in control with Meetn with the exit page. All right. I think that's it. Yeah, thank you for your time and attention. I hope this has been helpful. Hopefully that there's at least just a few tips that you haven't heard before. And I think you can see how Meetn makes it easy. Now, we do have a special offer for Meetn, and let me do a personal appeal here. We do have a special offer for Meetn for the DSWA, for DSWA members. And I'll let Nikki talk about the pricing and whatnot in just a moment. But you can only get that special offer for Meetn if you are a DSWA member. And I do believe that there's a free 30-day trial period for DSWA membership. So you can save money on Meetn by giving DSWA a try right now. But now I'll hand it back over to Nikki.
Well, thank you so much, Rick. We had so many great comments in the chat box. This is amazing, amazing. This is great. All those kinds of things. So I'm so glad that you all were really learning and listening to what Rick had to say, because there's a lot of tools here that we haven't had before. And, you know, because of the pandemic, so many things happened with the new way to do business, and we all know that online is going to stay. It's not going to go away. So why not be able to sell your product, enroll people into things, to give them opportunities to be in a class, etc., while you're in your meeting? And I just love all the little widgets and tools that we have available to us through this program. So thank you, Rick, for that. And we'll come back to the questions, because I'm telling everybody that hang in here, because I know you've all got some things you want to ask, and you can type them into the box in a little bit, or you can come back and we could unmute anybody. If you did, can they raise their hand? I don't remember that.
Yeah. The raised hand icon is on. Towards the end here, after Nikki mentions a few more things, we can do a Q&A session. We can raise your hand or type a question in the chat. We can do it either way.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, Rick talked about what we're doing with Meetn and bringing this new product tool to you. And so, Rick, can you bring up that pricing, the special pricing? So this is how it works. It's free. That's one option. Then we have a $9.95 option, and we have a $19.95 option. This will be available in the member only area, so you can see it. So we don't put it out there, to everybody, but you can see that. And I think we have a place that we'll put up near the end how to, you can go right online and do that. And remember, you can have a trial with DSWA. Was on that button that we showed earlier. So you can try DSWA if you're not a member now, and you'll be able to go back and get into Meetn and use it and practice with it. And it's really user friendly. I mean, you can practice, and they have great customer service. We've had a little bit of challenge with customer service with the Zoom application, and they are exceptional. So that's a big plus for being with this product. So I also just want to talk about membership in DSWA, and we have the thing down there at the end and at the bottom of the page there. You can become a member, very inexpensive. And right now with DSWA, we're going to be launching a lot of new things in the upcoming months, and a learning management system, and you get so many free classes and all of those different kinds of things. But now's the time to become a member. It's $8.95 a month, $89 a year, great value, and then you'll be able to get the Meetn tool also. And I just wanted to remind you, we have another class that's coming up that's going to tie into all of this, and it's live stream shopping, the new black. And my friend Robert McCannell is going to be teaching this course. He was taught through Home Shopping Network, given the opportunity to be a special trainer in that area. I think there's 50 some people in the world that have gone through the training he has. And I'm really, really excited that he's going to share how to use this tool in the direct selling space, and how to position yourself, the lighting, a lot of different things, how to hold the product, all those things that just is going to increase our sales. We want to be the best we can be in this business. And so any little tool that we can share is going to be important. Now, anybody that registered for this class, and we had like 300 people or so register, they're all going to receive this recording afterwards. It will come to you. So you can listen to it again and kind of watch, and that will support you as you begin to use Meetn and start doing more live streaming and selling more product online. So let's take a look at the chat box, and if you can see if somebody else has raised their hand, let's take a look at what we got here. One of the questions that came up was, what if you were to put into a nutshell, what is the difference between Zoom and Meetn? What are the key differences? What would you say?
Well, I mean, with Meetn, we try to make things as simple as possible. It's just better organized, so you can find things. There are, like with the competition, there's all these pop-up menus and a lot of like a wall of text, and you like you can't even find the thing you're looking for. With Meetn, we've kept things very simple, just what you need, but everything you need. And so I think the first thing would be the simplicity and ease of use. People can use this, and that's key for direct selling, right? You need to get your prospects to the point where they say, I can do that. I can click the next button. With the other tools, they often have to share their screen. Now, some people can share their screen. Okay, that's not a problem for many people. But for some people, that's beyond them. They
Mm.
don't know what they're doing. They're confused. They're scared, whatever. And so the ability to preload content with Meetn, the widgets that you saw, the ability to preload all of this content and share it with your downline, that is really what sets Meetn apart, especially for the direct selling industry.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Thank you. And then Cheryl wrote in tools, the number 3 and number 2. This is to see if we are paying attention. I don't. I guess we had maybe mixed up in there. I don't know. Yeah, we wanted to know you're paying attention.
Unfortunately, I don't remember which tools I numbered which number, so I'm not sure which number she's talking about. But I can answer her question because it wasn't. I don't like to play games in sales. This is just me personally. I like to be kind of straightforward with it. Now, I do like the fear of loss technique, but that's not a game. That's just creating a situation where I'm letting you know ahead of time. You got 10 seconds to click on the button, or we're going on with the presentation. And so that's not a game. So if I was to do something where it was just to see if you're paying attention, that would, to my mind, would be kind of a game. So no, I'm not trying to do that, or I'm not recommending that. I like the straightforward relationship, high integrity approach.
Good for you.
Okay.
Here was a question that also came in. And if they're going through DSWA, do they have admin rights?
Yeah, well, yeah. The whole point is if you become a DSWA member, then you get the special DSWA pricing, and that's a full account, okay, as described on our order page. So yeah, you get full access to everything. And you can and the $9.95 product, by the way, is the middle one. That's the one that I think is most appropriate for almost everyone. The higher priced one is really only if you're doing big webinars, like hundreds and hundreds of people attending. Most people don't do that, but you get all of these tools, and full admin rights, etc., with the $9.95 a month product. So I think that's kind of the sweet spot.
Here's another question. When ordering or when creating webinars, do the people RSVP and do they receive a reminder?
Great question. That's actually the next feature on our list to do after we release certain upgrades this week. So I would expect to have that feature by the end of February. Okay, the feature we're talking about here is registration for events. And if someone registers, then we can send them reminder emails automatically, and you can customize them and so on. So yes, we will be having that ASAP. I can't guarantee the end of February, but that would be my target.
They're really listening to the people, folks. So there are things that we're looking for, or we need, that are going to make our business easier. We're going to be more successful in it and have more people have success. They want to hear it. They're making a lot of adjustments as we go. So Lisa asks, when creating webinars, do the people RSVP? I already got that. Was a different one.
Yeah. Okay. I was going on to the next one. There we go.
Okay, good. Can I include a Stripe payment or some sort of payment with this?
Well, she's talking about a link, meaning her opportunity apparently has a Stripe payment link, or she has something she's hung on her own, maybe that has a Stripe payment link. And the answer is yes. The whole point of the call to action pop-up and or the button bar or pasting links in the chat is that you can paste any link into any of those things. Now, I will share one limitation. Remember where I actually showed an order form popping up? Okay, that's because Nikki is using what's called Infusionsoft, and Infusionsoft allows those web pages to be popped up for this kind of purpose. Not every merchant account or transaction service allows that. So every service allows you it will give you a link to your order form, okay, and you can use any link to an order form in the button bar and the call to action pop-up and in chat and in the exit page and in the custom toolbar. See where it says join the alliance in the toolbar up there?
Yeah.
That's a custom toolbar button. I didn't even mention that. A Meetn allows you to have a custom toolbar button. You set the caption and you pick where it goes. So you can use a Stripe payment link or any link in all of those places. The only place where sometimes providers block it is popping up the order form. But then you can talk to that provider and maybe introduce me to them, and I'll sell them on the idea of opening up access when Meetn pops it up. And then we have progress.
Perfect. Adrian, my Perth man, is asking, is there a reporting tool such as attendance, email, etc.?
I think Adrian is not actually Adrian. I think that's actually someone on my team named Miranda who keeps on bugging me about this. Okay. No, I'm kidding. There is going to be a reporting tool. We'll do it. Actually, we're doing it in conjunction with the registration feature. Because when we have registration, then suddenly people really want those reports. And so we are doing it. It's part of that project. So that hopefully will be done by the end of February. And yes, Miranda, this is being recorded. Okay.
And we got that for sure. We heard that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go on down and see if there's anything else? We just get things like fantastic. This is exciting.
Lisa has another good question. A question, or basically, can we create slides through Canva or PPT? Yes. PPT is PowerPoint. Also, there's Keynote. There's all kinds of tools out there to create slide decks these days. And all of these slide deck tools allow you to save your slide deck as a PDF. And then with Meetn, you just upload your PDF. And when you upload your PDF, you can choose the option that converts the PDF into a series of individual slides. You have a choice. You can keep it as a single file to share it as a download. People can then download your PDF. Or you could break it up into images. We do that for you. And then you just go next to step through the slides.
Well, that's a good thing. I got to ask this a lot. How can this be so good that you don't have to download a bunch of things before you start or get all the upgrades? And if you don't have an upgrade, messes up. That's really a benefit of Meetn.
Well, yeah. Well, to be complete, if you're using Meetn on a Windows PC or a Mac, Apple Mac, then there's nothing to download, nothing to install. You just go to meetn.com / your room name or event ID, and you're in the meeting. Okay, so nothing to install. That's a big advantage, actually. Now, for mobile devices like phones and tablets, we do have a Meetn app because that is the best way to do it on a mobile device. And luckily, on mobile device, installing apps is so simple. It's just 2 taps and you're done. And the Meetn app has all the same features that the Meetn website, the web experience has. And it almost looks the same, except that we put a few of the toolbar icons into the menu because there isn't room, and we separate the toolbar into a top and bottom toolbar or a side-by-side toolbar. But otherwise, all the icons, all the name, like the experience is the same on mobile as it is on desktop.
Robert, who is going to be doing the Meetn that we've been talking about here on February 27th, he just said we'll be going over the tools for live stream while we're teaching all the things for the masterclass that's on the 27th. And I know that Robert is really excited about this particular tool to be able to do live stream even more effectively. So thanks for that comment, Robert. And Cheryl Honesty says, are there tutorials for new people, new users? Because that's so hard.
Yep. If you go to meetn.com and click on support, we have a 68 minutes, a long, tutorial where I go step by step through everything. And we've also broken that video down into 30 something, like 2-minute videos or so, that cover each individual feature. So we have lots of tutorials there on the meetn.com page if you click on support.
Perfect. So Adrian said, so customers can log on as a guest with no fee. No, they don't pay anything to log on.
Yeah. The attendees don't pay a fee. Like you guys are attending the meeting, and you didn't pay a fee to join the meeting. No, of course. The only person who pays is the meeting host, or actually the account owner. And I want to be clear on this. Another advantage of Meetn is that we have no limit to the number of hosts and presenters and admins that you can add to your room. And you can use it for all of your opportunities, and you can customize. You see how Nikki here has the DSWA. If we unfeature this here, you can see her logo. So there's a logo down below us here. So that is a custom room background with her chosen colors, her chosen logo. And so you can do the same thing with whatever you have going on. And if you're using your one Meetn room for more than one opportunity or more than one thing that you're doing in life, you can change the room background each time. You just upload it and you're done. And so that's really cool. SB asked, how are you highlighting attendee comments like that?
Oh, I know how to do it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Nikki knows how to do it.
Look at the button. You just click on the little green button above.
Yeah,
comment. It's simple.
If you are a host, admin, or owner in the room, then chat has a couple extra features. First of all, there's a host-only chat, so we can talk about all the guests behind the scenes. I'm just kidding. There's a host-only chat, but there's also if a host or above mouses over a message, we just click on this little button that pops up called Feature, and then that message is featured. And apparently Nikki likes Macs, and so she's happy that Meetn works on Macs. Yes, of course, Meetn works on Macs. Okay, Adrian asks, are there emojis in chat? No. If you know the secret way of entering emojis in any text field, we will respect that and display the emojis. But even I don't know how to do that. I'd have to Google that. But we are going to be adding that at some point because that is a popular request.
Thank you.
Okay. All righty. So I think that's all the questions, and I think we're done.
We did pretty darn good here. So anybody else? I don't know. I haven't learned the part about where to see the hands raised, but can you see any hands raised? Are they getting them in the chat?
Oh wait, there is Lisa has a hand raised, so I will ask Lisa to unmute. She's been very patient.
Very patient, Lisa. Hello.
Hi, you answered all my questions. I forgot I had that.
Okay.
Because I was asking all the different ones. I do love the one though that Sherry, I think it was Sherry who asked about the waiting room, because that is a really good one. Is there a waiting room?
Yep. There is a waiting room. In fact, you guys can see it. You can't change it, but you can see it. In the attendees sidebar, the waiting room is on the top. You can turn it on or off if you're a host or above, and accept or reject people. It's that simple.
One of the things I liked about it was you can accept all, so you don't have to go down that list and each one accept this person, that person. You just can accept them all at one time.
And that's great. And when they come in, can you designate if they're muted or not? Because like if I'm doing a big webinar with a ton of people, I don't want them talking. I want them muted.
Yeah. Let me share my screen again.
Okay.
And I'm going to just show you one extra little thing the Meetn has. I mean, we have so many little things. So in the attendees section here, you see these three buttons across the top. If you're a host or above, you can use these. You can mute or unmute everybody. You can decide if guests can unmute themselves, yes or no. And what we're using right now is that we are hiding the muted attendees. Okay, and that's how like Lisa was off stage because she was muted, and then when she raised her hand, I pushed the button that says request that she unmute. She said yes or yes always, and then she popped up on stage. So right now, and we borrowed this idea from StreamYard. If you're familiar with the tool called StreamYard, StreamYard uses the mute status to show or hide people. And I thought that was a very natural way of doing it. Zoom uses something called pinning or spotlight, and that's fine. I just think the way StreamYard did it was a little bit cleaner with the mute or unmute. It's just so natural. Like even if you don't know how it works, you might naturally do it right. because you're muting people that should not be talking, and you're unmuting people who you want to be on stage. So it's so natural, and so that's how we kind of control who's on stage. But I wanted to show you how we do that. Also, if you go in the menu and go to webinar settings, you have all of these options. So everyone joins muted and so on, and so that's how you control all of that stuff.
Okay,
Perfect.
awesome.
Couple other questions here also. So I don't know if we'll take
bye, Lisa.
off stage.
Bye,
but,
thank you.
Thank you. So the maximum number of gallery images, what is that?
24. The default is 9, so that slower machines can still perform well. But you can change your. That's in the view menu. If you click on the view menu, top center, on desktop, bottom right, if you're on a mobile device, you can choose. Well, on mobile you can't choose. You get a max of 6 because it's mobile, but on a desktop up to 24.
Okay, now this is a fun one. Can we make ourselves look better on Meetn? Because there's that feature where they filter you, I think, on Zoom.
Yes.
Can we have a facelift?
we don't currently have a filter built into Meetn that is on the list, but there are any number of third-party tools that give you that filterability, and we work with all of those tools. So there's kind of a workaround for that.
Well, that is good. Let's see the last one. Can you live stream to other platforms? Oh, we forgot to tell about the 5.
Yeah, let me just share my screen again here, and I'll show that. If you're a host and above, you can click on Stream Manager. This is so simple, okay?
I love this.
You click on Stream Manager. How simple is that? And then I can add a destination. Now, Nikki doesn't have any destinations in here right now, so I'm just going to add one of my own. So I'm going to add a Facebook page, okay? And here, boom, okay? So now I've added my destination, and I can enable it and type in a title and a description, and I can choose to stream the gallery view or the active speaker view, depending on your preference. Here's a feature: allow comments from YouTube and Facebook live streams to be added into the Meetn chat. So you can just watch the Meetn chat and you see everyone's comments. And then when you're ready, you click Start Streaming. And if it was already streaming, you would see the status changed here, and then there'd be a button that says Stop Streaming. Okay. And you can add as many destinations as you want, and you can stream to up to 5 of them at a time right now.
That to me was wonderful, like a little miracle. Simplify. You don't have to know all these things. You just got to click the buttons. And if you need help with that, that's what their customer service is all about.
I like Lisa says, this is fantastic. And SB says, Lisa, you need more enthusiasm. With a big smiley face.
That's good.
Okay. Rick, can you go over the join the alliance button on top? Okay. Yeah. So the join alliance button on top, let me share my screen again. Okay, if I go to menu and I go to room settings, okay, room settings. Down here is a custom toolbar button. So we can make it a little bit more emphatic. Join the alliance now. Okay, right? So we can change the caption, and we can change the target URL. Okay, www.dswa.org/membership. Okay, so if I save that here, oops, now the button has changed.
Now,
join the alliance now. Now that may not be Nikki's style. I'm more of a now kind of guy.
Well, that's
fine. But I can go back in the room settings and I can undo my.
Keep it. I think that's good.
Oh, you like it? Okay. Well,
yeah. So join now. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Maybe Nikki is a now kind of person. So anyway, so it's just in room settings. When you become a Meetn member or client customer, you're going to want to go through the main menu and check out all the different items and go through all the icons, and then that's everything. So it actually is pretty simple.
Here's another question there from Nikki. What about closed captions?
Oh, that's slated for right after registration. We're going to have closed captioning, automatic AI-based translation as well to different languages. Pick your language, and we're even building in live translator support. Now, this would only be needed by the larger MLMs or people with multinational teams, and that happens. But it's the larger groups that would be able to pay for a live translator to be at their meeting. And the way it's going to work is so simple. You see the speaker icon on top? You're going to be able to click a little down arrow that we're going to add there, and you can pick what language track you want. Or you can register yourself as a translator yourself, and then your language is added to that thread. Okay, you have to be a presenter, host, or admin to do that, of course. So we're going to have live translating built into the service as well, so you don't have to mess around with breakout rooms and all that kind of stuff. You just pick your language audio track, and boom.
Can we do breakout rooms though on here?
Breakout rooms are available in beta. We can activate it for your room if you like right now, but they're not quite ready yet. They're close.
Okay, that's good.
SB says if I record a meeting, it downloads to my computer like Zoom does as a video file and audio file. Yes, with Meetn, we record on the cloud, and then you, as a admin or owner of the room, you can download the video, which includes video and audio, or you can download just the audio if you want. And then when you click the box to enable a replay, we host the replay for you, and there's no limit to that. You can have as many people watch it as you want. There's no extra charge. And on the replay page, you can check 2 boxes to say that you want to enable them to download the video or the audio. Okay, you may or may not want that depending on compliance and all that kind of stuff. But that's available to you if you want to do that.
That's a good thing.
All right.
So Sue says if I recorded a meeting that can have downloads, it downloads to my computer, or is it to the cloud? Or
that was the question I just answered, but there's one more thing I want to say about it. With Meetn, when you host your replay on Meetn, all the pop-ups re-pop up. So the order form re-pops up, the call to action pop-up pops up, the button bars pop up, and so on. So that means your replay is as interactive as your live events. And I don't know anyone else that's doing that. Now, if you download the recording and then upload it to YouTube, well, the YouTube viewers will see the pop-up, but they won't be able to interact with it because it's a video. But if you do the replay on Meetn, we have interactive replays. So Lisa, here's the right question to close the meeting on, right? Lisa asked, "How do I sign up?" Yes. Well, and SB, who I think mentioned that is a friend of Lisa's. I hate that Lisa's so shy. So how do you sign up? Well, you go to you need to be you don't need to be, but you get special pricing if you're a DSWA member. Okay.
So you can go to DSWA.org, and then you'll go to membership, and that's how you become a member on that membership page.
Click the button down below, become a member.
That is so much easier. Remember when we used to have to type in everything into the chat box? They'd go here or go there, or DM me at the end of this meeting, or we had all that.
In about 15 seconds, that button's going to go away. So if you want it to be one click simple, click that button now.
That's it. So Lisa already is a member, so you should be able to find the information on the member benefits page in the member only area. And I'll take that dog as my tip for the night.
Yeah, this is Ellie, our
Ellie.
our new golden doodle puppy. It's a mini golden doodle. So it's like,
I've never seen a mini. That's nice because they're
yeah,
usually quite
yeah.
large.
She's very sweet. She just came in to visit us here.
Oh, that's good. So I'm so happy that you all joined us. Rick, I really appreciate you taking the time
Oh,
to
absolutely.
pour into our members and letting people know, we're bringing a lot of great new things in 2024. We're bringing more in 2024. The value that you're going to receive from your membership this year is really going to outweigh anything we've ever done in the past. And I'm so excited about that. So, Rick, why did you start DSWA? Rick didn't start DSWA, but I think he started working with us because
What do you mean, Nikki? Of course I started the DSWA.
there you go. But what is exciting? What made you start Meetn?
Well, I wanted money. I mean, honestly, well, I was already in the audio conferencing business. I've been in that business since 2007, and video, of course, is taking over. And I actually wanted to do this way back in 2013, but my partners at the time, they were making too much money with the audio business, and they didn't want to do any more work. I was the marketing partner; they were the development partners, and so they didn't want to do it. So I had to buy them out. And just before COVID, I started this project, but it took a while. It took a couple of years to get it out the door. That happens, and now we're in business.
That's it, and doing quite well. So you know what? Just if you think that your company would be more interested in this or whatever, reach back out to us, and I'll get you to the right people to make sure that you get this tool available to everybody in your company. We really believe in it, and we want all of us to benefit from it. So I just want to tell everybody thank you, and Rick, especially you and your team for all that you did to make this possible tonight.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
So everyone take care. Have a good night and aloha and happy Valentine's Day. Bye-bye.